SimplySimpleStamping.com. Thank you guys so much for joining me for my 2-Minute Tuesday tip. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about sponging. I've had several of you ask how to get a nice sponged edge on your cards. And let me show you what a card looks like when it has not been sponged. You can see the edges are very sharp and bold, and sometimes you want to soften them up. Let me share with you a few tricks I have on sponging. The first thing you're going to want to do is prep your sponge. You're going to start by cutting it in half, and then you're going to cut it into thirds. I like to use little mini binder clips to hold my sponges. You can see I put BB for Blushing Bride. That's the ink color I'm going to use today. And I just put that binder clip on there. This keeps my fingers free from ink. When I sponge, I also like to have a piece of scrap paper because I want you to see when you first start to sponge, that ink can be a little heavy. And so I like to soften it just a little bit on my scratch paper before I come over to my actual cardstock. And what I like to do is just brush it along the sides. And when I'm kind of got some of that ink off, I can go a little bit firmer, bring it in a little bit further onto my cardstock like so. The other thing I like to do is rub that sponge along the edge. It makes that color pop. This card in particular, I have sponging on all the corners, but I do like to get the corners and kind of round them with my sponging. So I kind of bring this color a little more here on the corners. I'm going to repeat that all around my card. So there you can see I have all the edges sponged. But if you want to take it one step further, again, tap off some excess, we can come in and tone down that white cardstock. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned it, I am using glossy cardstock for this one. I think it's a very soft, very pretty cardstock to work with. And then after I get that on there, I can just roll my sponge around, and that kind of softens it up as well. And you can see I did that on my sentiment as well. Again, that's where you can kind of see where I kind of came in on the corners and went just a little bit heavier on the corners. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in for my 2-Minute Tuesday tip. I hope you found it helpful, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.